Hi, my name is Andy Schuler, and I'm a story artist here at DreamWorks, and it was my job to work on Megamind. Today we're going to draw Megamind. Part of the fun of Megamind is that he's very energetic, and I got to think of all kinds of fun things for him to do, jumping around and running away from explosions. So I've decided we're going to draw Megamind running from an explosion. To start off, you just notice with Megamind's body, he's got a big head. So we'll start with the head. And it's kind of a circle for the top part and a little bit down at the bottom. And then when you draw him, he's kind of got a child's body. And what I like to do is push out his chest. So I draw his chest out. And these are just kind of little markers to remind me where to put his hands and his elbows, and this is kind of the line of action. Down at the bottom of the circle that I drew for the head, I'll draw 2 circles for eyes. This is his shoulder, and I've got his right arm up, and he's in a run pose. And so we'll draw the left knee up as his right arm is up. And he's running pretty fast. And then we draw that right leg back as the left arm is back. And that keeps him in balance as he runs. And so that's kind of how I start. You had a little flare out for his little boots here and here. A little marker for his thumb, his forefinger, and he's making kind of a fist as he runs. Draw a pile of fingers just to kind of rough in where they might go. Make a little fist up like that. The key in drawing is not to get so caught up in details early on. Keep it nice and loose. Don't worry about making mistakes. And something to always keep handy is an eraser. This particular eraser is called a kneaded eraser. And you can keep kneading it, spreading it out, and lightening your work as you go. And draw over the areas you need to correct. So that's kind of a start. Now we'll draw his little top of his cape here. And then off the edges, the corners of his shoulders, we'll do the flowing cape as he's running through the wind here, trying to get away from the explosion. And the key to Megamind is just to make him goofy looking. Right now I'll put a little expression on his face that'll be kind of excited, like he's just very pleased with what he's just done. He's got his chin tucked in a little bit with his chest out. And then here at the back of the chin, the jawbone, raise it up just a little bit. Where the corner of the mouth shoots out, meets the top of that, you put the bottom of the ear. This is the brow, the edge of the eyebrow. And then at the bottom of that, the cheek comes out just a little bit, next to the eye. And then it juts down to the chin. Want a big bright eyes on him, like a baby's eyes. He's very innocent looking, even though he's always up to something devious. He's got big eyes. And now I want his mouth to be wide open, so what I'm going to do is just kind of loosely rub out the bottom of that chin and drop it a little bit so I can get some room to get those teeth and the open mouth in. Right here I'll put his top teeth in, a tongue, and then his bottom teeth. And then we fit on top of this form that I did, these lines, kind of his little wimpy arms. Get them bowed out, and little forearm there. Run up the elbow. Little line here. That elbow's going away from us a little bit, so that line goes this way to tell us that the arm's moving back. And we put the top of his really long glove there. There's a mark for the top of his boots. Top of his boots there. Little knees. There's a little rump. Belt buckle. Tiny legs, you're just getting the thigh drawn. And this nice line of action back here. Don't be afraid to, if you're getting bored with one section, to hop on to the next thing that's of interest to you. Now we're just going to hit it with a lead pencil and shape it up. Here we go. I'll draw that chest. We'll kind of quickly hit the lines where I actually want them to be. This is where I hone down everything and I start making my final decisions as to what I really want the lines to be doing. The loose drawings kind of done, and now I'm just taking care of the defining it. The top of his cape kind of goes around his neck like that, rests on his shoulders. Get my hand in there. Kind of define everything I decided to do there. Top of the glove. Just want to capture what you did. So you draw the top of that mask, starting at the brows. And then Megamind has a really dark circle around his eyes. Kind of makes his wide eyes pop. So we just kind of make sure that's nice and dark. And then you add the pupil. Do the other eye. And just sometimes it's hard to draw circles accurately, so I like to just kind of etch them in. Then I do the bridge of the nose. It's good to have your Megamind reference around you too. It isn't always easy to draw this stuff right out of your head. So getting images of Megamind helps to kind of remind you of what's on him and everything. Get the top of his lip. It's just a little bit below the nose there. It's up higher than most people though. He's a character after all. That wide mouth. Top of the teeth here. Under his chin, jawbone. Again, I jump around a lot, and it's not bad to do that. There's a lot to remember when you're drawing, and so also too, if you're getting bored with an area or you're getting too caught up in details, then it's good to move around so that you can keep the overall in check and everything in order. Over the top of the head. Remember, and it's not a perfect circle for a head. And then we can color in the, it's always fun to just tone these in. Start to really see it coming alive here. You get a nice dark line if you use a soft pencil. I'll jump down to his knees here. The top of his boot. He's got these little flaps on the top of his boots. I guess he uses those to pull his boots up. And work down to the heel. And I like giving him funny little feet. He moves pretty fast, and you see those funny feet kicking through the air, you really know he's a goofball. And we draw this other leg. Nice line of action with the back here. And the thigh, work that down into the knee. A little fold there. Top of the boot. And into this. Another silly shoe. Get the other arm. Top of the glove. Little fold there. And then work it down into your skinnier wrist. That cape going. Remember, it's up there on the shoulders because it's out. Shoulders are up. We want to really make those feel like they're popping up a little bit here. Draw that flowing cape and just have fun. Nice swoopy lines for the cape. And it's always good to look at reference. Grab a bed sheet and wave it in the wind, and you can see how it kind of folds in on itself. Or if you happen to have a evil cape, that might be useful to wear as you're drawing. And then he has a lightning bolt on his chest. I'll kind of lighten that in here. One, two, three. I think that's how it works. And then he's got a little chin hair here, right at the middle of the chin at the bottom. Just throw that in last. That about does it for this one. Yours might not look the same, but it's important that you just have fun. In fact, I think I'm going to draw another one. Have fun drawing Megamind.